how do we handle that process for lost and stolen devices? Well, when you declare or report your devices lost or stolen, which we're going to go into an example of, we're automatically updating that status field to lost or stolen. Then we're automatically putting it in the lost or stolen OU in the Google admin console, and we're automatically disabling that device. So that's just sort of what's going on in terms of automation of process inside of Visor.
So let's have a look at an example. Here we have the lost status. So I could select this status and mark this asset as lost. So Brendan's lost this device. How this would typically work is maybe using the self-service portal where a teacher could mark the device as lost, or Brendan could log in, or Brendan's family log in and mark the device as lost using the self-service portal. Here we have an example of the form. Brendan has one device allocated to him, so that's the computer there. And then we can select from this sort of description. So we can say maybe left on the school bus and mark that saved. And then when we hit report as lost, then automations will happen underneath. So we can move that Chromebook from one OU to another. We can send a email to Brendan's family, letting them know that an asset, a Chromebook allocated to them, has been reported as lost or stolen. We can calculate any fees associated with that based on whether they have insurance or not. Maybe an example of that, and tell Brendan where he can get a replacement device. And disable that Chromebook within the Google Admin Console. So that one operation, which can be performed using the self-service portal, maybe on a Sunday evening when there's no staff available, will disable the device within the Google Admin Console, send an email notification, calculate any fees associated with it, potentially move that Chromebook from one OU to another. So, and I think the other thing you sort of may have spotted sort of within that list is that there's two lost statuses there. So there's lost and then retired lost. So the difference between these is that firstly a Chromebook goes into a lost state, and the hope is that the Chromebook is recovered, that it's found. Because we've disabled that Chromebook, somebody's found it on the bus, they can't do anything with it, so they've returned it to IT. And then in which case it can go into storage or be reassigned back to Brendan. And then the retired lost is that, okay, it hasn't been recovered within 2 weeks, so we're going to consider this retired now, and maybe instead of disabling the device, we're actually going to decommission that, deprovision rather, that device within the Google Admin Console.
That's cool. So I like that. I agree with you. It's one of my favorites as well, just because the amount of time that's saved here through this automated process. One thing I did want to clarify, just to be very make sure that this was caught, is that Brendan, if it was the example that we're using, the student in that case, it was Brendan, didn't have to know, obviously, his computer asset tag number, right? That was automatically filled out for Brendan when he logged into the student portal because of our integration with PowerSchool. And we're, of course, tracking each asset that a student has. We knew exactly, Visor already knew the device, so Brendan didn't have to add that when he was reporting it lost.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
It was automatically filled out. Great.
And Brendan can't log in and disable or report any of his sort of friends or foes' Chromebooks as lost, obviously. It's only the Chromebook which is allocated to Brendan. Yeah.
Great. Excellent.